All right, and welcome to my official van tour. This is my brand new 2021 Sprinter gas model 170, not the extended. I'm happy to show you around, tell you a little bit about it. I just had it built in August, so this was about 3 weeks ago. I had some features that were a little bit different that I opted for. One of those would be like this acrylic window that I had done here. This is a bit more European style. It has an awning style window, which I'll show from the inside. It also has some sun blocking capabilities and then some shading as well. I opted for the slider windows for the back as well. So this is our half slider windows. They do have screens on them, and when you open both of those at night and turn on the fan, you get a very, very nice cross breeze, and usually you don't need air conditioning. Down here to the tires, I have all-terrain tires and Method 301s that I had put onto it. This is a two-wheel drive vehicle. It is rear-wheel drive. I don't plan on doing a lot of off-roading, but the tires should be able to handle anything that I'm going to be throwing at it. All right, now let's take a look at the garage here. I opted for a very, very large garage actually. And if you take a look under the bed here, this is a 4-inch foam mattress. If you take a look, it's got slats instead of the regular ones because it adds a little bit more space to fit a bike. As you can see, I already have a lot of stuff in here. And this is also where the water is. On the right side here, you can see the hot water tank. Behind it, you can see a 40-gallon water system. So altogether, the van will take 45 gallons. And then on top of the hot water tank, you can see 3 filtration systems where all of the water that the van will be using will come out of and filter towards. So I can more or less put any type of water in there and it will filter out to be drinkable water. On the other side then is the electrical system. So we have a 3000 watt inverter in here, and we have 3 batteries, both 200 amp hours for a total of 600 amp hours for the garage. We also have a little light. All right. And that all hooks up to a 300 watt solar panel that's on the roof. And we also have a shore power plug outlet down here, which takes a regular 15 amp instead of a 30 or a 50 amp that you might see on other RVs. All right, so let's take a look inside. From the inside, the first thing you can see here is we do have an extendable table that comes out like this. This is if you want to eat outside. There is also a plug that we have. This side over here, on this extendable table, there is an outlet right here. And I do have an induction stovetop burner that I can bring out here if I want to cook outside. And this is held on with a magnet so it doesn't go anywhere while I'm driving. Under this we do have a little bit of space. You can see I already have a lot of shoes and sandals in here. Just a cubby space to get it out of the way. Space is always important. Let's take a look at the inside. So first things first, we do have some marine lights. These are meant for yachting. It takes one push. These are touch sensors, and if you touch and hold them, they'll actually dim the lights as well. We have 3 of them in the back, one set up here, and one set for the kitchenette, and then one set actually goes below to highlight and accent the kitchenette. The style of the van was actually built around the kitchen itself, starting with this walnut butcher block countertop that I had custom made and installed. I also have a cutting board that I had inserted in here. You can just take it out and that reveals a pretty deep 10-inch stainless steel sink. The van does have running water with a water pump. I get 40 gallons up to 45 gallons of running water, and then it has an automatic soap dispenser as well for cleaning dishes. We don't have it down today, but to keep the bugs out, I do have a roll-left bug screen here. This is custom made for the van, but I've been using it for a couple weeks now, and it is amazing how much it keeps the bugs out and how well it conforms to the van itself and how easy it is to roll up and roll down as well. For the kitchen, I also added some accessories. I have a magnetic knife holder here, so we got a couple of knives. I also put a thermometer on there, and it's a good place to hang my keys as well. I also have another magnetic holder for spice tins. It's relatively new, so I don't have any spices yet, but I will be adding those as well. There are plenty of outlets throughout the whole entire van. The outlets themselves use USB-A, USB-C, and then you have 2 3-prong outlets. All of the cabinetry that was done here is custom wood. It does have these lock latches, which you push in and you lift up. And they are all soft closing as well, so you can close it and it'll slowly close for you. And then you can lock it before you start driving by just pushing in these latches. Then let's head over to the office area behind us. We do have the swivel seats. I think these are entirely necessary for a van. Both captain's chairs do swivel back. I had the normal Mercedes entertainment system taken out, and I have a custom Boss unit. This is a 10-inch Boss unit that I had installed. I have two blackout curtains here. These are magnetic blackout curtains as well. They work really well because sometimes I'm in some areas that are super hot. So what you do is you can just untie these, and they are magnetic, which means they'll attach here in the middle, and then they'll close. Pretty easy. It's great because it makes the vehicle kind of look like it's not a camper van if you're parked somewhere, but it also will keep the heat out as well. Also up here I store the blackout shades as well. These are the custom magnetic blackout shades that are standard in a lot of camper vans, and I store the 3 up here in case I really want to block out all of the thermal and all of the sun from the van. This is the office space here. I have a little added pillow. Felix is the name of the van. It has a Lagoon table mount, which you can bring up here. That's on gas strut. There's a little compartment here for the Lagoon table mount. All you do is pull it out, and then you can push this down, and then you can attach your Lagoon table mount here, and then you have a swivel table for working. I do have a fan. These are Siroccos. This gives me an option for cooling down if I'm working. Because I'm a remote worker, a nice space to work or an office in the van was really important to me, so this is why I had the Lagoon swivel table mount and office space bench here. The way I use it is I sit here and I set up my keyboard. I have another extension with the extendable table here where I put my laptop on an arm, and then basically if I can park my van in a nice place, then I let down the shades here, and then you can see a really cool view. So all the electrical in the van is guided by this electrical circuit board here. It has all of the accessories that I have, AC and DC, and it's all guided by this electronic LCD screen monitor here. You can see the amount that the solar panel is charging, the amount that it's discharging, currently 7.7 amps, and then you can also see the levels for the the gray water and the freshwater tanks, which is currently at 8 gallons and 0 gallons for the gray water tank. All of the water for the vehicle does actually flow to the gray water tank, whether it's from the faucet, but also from the toilet itself. I have a bit of a different type of toilet that I had installed in the van. This is a Diplo style toilet, and this differs a little bit from the composting toilets that you can see from Nature's Head. It has a little bit of a different style, which I like more. You have a urine diverting section as well, just like the Nature's Head, which goes directly to the gray water tank, and then I have a button next to my steering wheel where I can empty that, so I don't have to physically actually remove anything. And then I do use peat moss with the composting toilet for all the number 2s. It does have a shower curtain as well to protect the toilet, to make sure that it's not wet when you're showering. All you do is pull the curtain over and the toilet is covered itself. And then we do have a removable shower head panel here, which I use to shower, and it has a nice on and off stop valve on the top. Keeping cool in a van is really something that's important. You are in a box and it does heat up pretty quickly. So one of the things that I use is a max air fan. It's located right in the middle, and with a push of a button, it automatically opens up the hatch. It does have 10 different speeds on it at which it runs. On its highest speed, it can suck in quite a bit of air and get a good cross flow going, but sometimes that's not enough. So I also had in the back installed an air conditioning unit. It uses 30 amps per hour on eco mode and 50 amps per hour on full power mode. and it does work well to maintain the temperature in the vehicle. It generally won't cool the entire vehicle unless I turn on the main air conditioning, and then it can maintain whatever temperature they together bring the vehicle at. Last part of the van, in the back, which is really important to me, is the bed area. I'm planning on sleeping here every single night and being full time in the vehicle. So follow me into the back. I'll take off my shoes here. This is more or less a short king bed that I'm working with here. It does have the air conditioning unit, so when I have it on, it really cools this back compartment. It's really comfortable. That's why I have a featherbed duvet that I like to sleep with. It does have extra storage compartment areas as well back here that are not fully packed right now, but I'm sure I'll find some things to put in there as well. And these are also on marine latches. For light back here, we have the light from the middle of the van, but it's not really accessible when you have the lights off, so I have these two gooseneck lights that are installed, and these are touch sensor lights, so if you touch it once, the light goes on, and then you can dim it or brighten it all the way until a red light for reading. And then the last part, in case you need more power, there is also an outlet located back here as well, so you can power pretty much everything while you're back here nice and cozy. The air conditioner can be quite strong at night. It makes a quite audible noise for the exterior, so sometimes I like to actually sleep just with a fan or with the max air fan on. If I choose most of the times to sleep with the max air fan, I do have these vents here, and these vents come with magnetic blinders as well that can pop off very easily. And then all you have to do is slide open the vent. It does have a bug screen, and if you slide open both of these, you do get a really good cross breeze at night, and it's actually quite comfortable to sleep. But sometimes there's a lot of noise happening in the streets, in which case I'll actually slide these windows closed, and then I'll use the Sirocco fan up here to cool myself down. It does have 3 settings, so if you turn it on high, it does a good job to cool you down at night. The vehicle itself does also have a refrigerator. This is a Cruise 130, that's 130 liters. As you can see right now, it's mainly just sparkling water because I love sparkling water. But it does also have a freezer compartment, which is up on the top here, where you can freeze some things as well. And then next to it, I do have a convection oven as well. Nice. And this opens up similar to a microwave, and it has enough space to fit all of your standard items in there as well. And it also gets really hot. And the last part of the van, if you look way in the back there, I had 2 Bluetooth speakers installed. Those are hooked up directly onto the 12-volt battery, so they're always on. And then with my phone, I can just connect to them. And while I'm working, or while I just want to hear some music while I'm cooking, I can just press play on my iPhone, and then I have really good sounds that come from the back of the speakers. Thanks for being here for my van tour. I'm super excited to take it on the road, and I'll be updating you along my journey as I travel out west now and throughout the whole entire time I'm in the van. So if you like the content, then please remember to like and subscribe. This is Felix the Van.